Hi, folks. This is the 7th video in the Claire series. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, please click the description. There will be a playlist linked. Now, today we're talking about clairtangency, clairtangent. I find this clair to be really interesting for several reasons, but most importantly, it's because it's also known as psychometry. Say that word 3 times fast. Now, psychometry, I have done a video in the past, it is in the playlist, where you use it as your psychic exercise for other clairs. Because if you're choosing to practice psychometry, you're gonna have other clairs. Whether it's clairvoyance, clairsentient, clairempathy, you're gonna have other clairs. Now, that video talks about how to do it when you're just starting out. Like if you're a novice, a fledgling, it's where you interact with the person's item that is still alive, where you can actually interact and get feedback. Today, we're going to go a little bit more detail and use items where you can't get feedback. Now, psychometry is used on things, items, places, and people. So take this doll, for example. This is an older doll that I picked up at an estate sale auction. When you want to read this doll, you'll hold it and you'll focus your energy into it and you'll read the energy echoes, the imprints from it. And the really fun thing about it is you can separate it, the material, the light bulb. You can focus on each individual element and read the imprints from it, or you can focus on the whole and read the energy imprint from the entire thing. Was the people that had it happy? Were they sad? Were they angry? Where did the material come from? You know, there's no telling what exactly you'll get from the items you choose to use. Say you go to a restaurant, you can put your hand on the restaurant wall and read the echoes from there. Did somebody find out their spouse was cheating on them? Is there a lot of anger, sadness? Was there a birthday party? There could be happiness. If you want to take it a step further, with your hand on the wall, you can actually delve a little bit deeper and see where the materials came from. Was it a pine tree? Was it an oak tree? Did it come from the United States? Did it come from out of the States? You know, there's no telling what this single wall can give you. And people, say you're at work or a stranger, friend, don't really matter. Susan comes up to you. Sorry, Susan, first name that came to mind. Susan comes up to you and gives you a hug or shakes your hand, and you go, oh shit, Susan's gonna bust her ass later today. The fun thing about this, I guess, not that Susan's busting her butt, but the fun thing about psychometry is you might see it, you might hear it, you might feel it. It's going to be whatever other clair you're working with. And you might get multiple. It might not just be a single clair. And you might physically feel Susan busting her butt and physically feel like, ow, that kind of hurt. You might see it like a movie in your mind where Susan's falling down the steps. So it's going to depend on which clair you're strongest in and which ones you work with. But remember, with practice, you can learn this skill. I believe everybody has the ability to learn it with enough practice. So I hope this was informative or at least interesting.